Levin Papantonio's Business Tort Department has a nationwide focus on antitrust, commercial, and securities litigation. In the current business environment, the primary focus of our department is protecting the rights of both individual and institutional investors from the fraudulent conduct of some of the world's largest financial institutions. We pursue both individual and class action claims in state and federal courts and in securities arbitrations all over the country. Many of our clients save over their entire lifetime to make sure that both they and their loved ones are financially secure in retirement. What can often take decades to save, unfortunately, can evaporate in a period of months if an investor's life savings are exposed to unnecessary risk. Most individuals are forced to rely on their financial advisors because they are not financially sophisticated to make decisions on their own. In addition, constructing a portfolio requires tremendous research and decision-making on esoteric issues. As a result, FINRA, which was formerly known as the National Association of Securities Dealers, requires that financial advisors only make recommendations that meet an individual's financial objectives and risk tolerance. This is often referred to as the Know Your Customer rule. Too many times, this industry standard is violated and life savings are lost as a result. An example of a common violation is the failure to allocate a portfolio amongst stocks, bonds, and cash. This is called asset allocation. One well-known industry study has found that asset allocation accounts for more than 90% of a portfolio's performance. The reason is because asset classes, like stocks, bonds, and cash, typically move in opposite directions during the same time period. This is commonly referred to as inverse correlation. In plain English, when one asset class is up, the other is down, and vice versa. If you have all asset classes in the right proportion, volatility can be reduced while sacrificing very little return. This is commonly referred to as the efficient frontier. Concentrating an investor in one asset class, like stocks, violates industry standards and can result in a claim. Another example is the misrepresentation of the risks in a portfolio. A financial advisor has a duty to understand what he or she is recommending as an investment and to accurately describe the risk. If the risk is not adequately described and losses result from a volatile position, an investor may have a claim. A large percentage of our securities practice focuses on representing investors who have been sold a financial product, like a mutual fund, an annuity, or a hedge fund, wherein the risks were not disclosed or the product was fraudulently managed. An example is our Morgan Keegan litigation. We currently represent more than 200 individual and institutional clients against Morgan Keegan relating to its bond mutual funds managed by Jim Kelso. Investors in Morgan Keegan's 6 bond funds lost $2 billion in 2007 because of losses due to poor quality debt leveraged up many times over in complex structures. A disproportionate amount of these bond mutual funds were invested in subprime and mortgage debt structured in collateralized debt obligations or derivative investments. Morgan Keegan exposed investors to as much as 10 times the credit risk of the underlying, which was already risky, debt in exchange for 1 to 2% higher returns than a diversified, transparent, high-yield bond portfolio would have earned. The problem for Morgan Keegan's investors is that they were told that these were safe and conservative investments suitable for retirees and elderly investors. Most alarmingly is that many Morgan Keegan financial advisors place their clients' entire life savings in this toxic subprime and mortgage debt. Unfortunately, this is but one example of a product case that also involves misrepresentations of the risk and suitability issues. If you have suffered losses in the financial markets or in an insurance or financial product and want to determine your rights, give us a call.